Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to introduce you to our host tonight. He's Chairman 50 from Business to you. Brandon, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Let me know if you can hear me and see me on your end.
We certainly can.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, guys, definitely appreciate you jumping on this afternoon. I want to say good evening to those who are in the United Kingdom, especially on the call. We got a lot of people from around the globe, people from Germany, the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, California, Utah, New York, New Hampshire, people from all over the place jump on these calls. And what I want to do is jump right into this. So background on myself real quick. I'm married. I've got 6 kids. I'm from Utah. I've been out of a job since 2004, which has been a blessing. That means I've had time freedom, debt freedom, and the lifestyle to do the things that I want to do on my own terms. So what I'm going to do is to share screen with you guys here. I want to show you what I've been able to do over the last 4 years that hopefully will make a difference in your life as well. I want to talk about the 4 ways that you guys can actually make money, because the reality is this. Number 1, you're either working for somebody else. That's 60% of people in the world. They work for somebody else. 35% of people are self-employed. That means you're do-it-yourselfers. That means you own a job. That means you go from working 40 hours a week to sometimes 60, 80 hours a week trying to make it happen on your own. So you're talking about 95% of the world is working for other people. Here's the interesting thing though. They only control 5% of the money out there. Think about that. 95% that work for other people or work for themselves, they only control 5% of the money. Guess who controls 95%? People like me, the business owners and the investors. 4% are business owners, 1% are investors. So that's my goal, is to help you guys realize today, you got to start having money working for you instead of you just working for money. Does that make sense? Like, you got to have money working for you instead of you just working for money. If you are only working for money, you are in trouble, because even if you make good money, you're going to be time broke, which means you're making good money, but you have no time to enjoy the money, right? Because all you do is work. I just did a training yesterday. I said on there, you can't do a good job if your job is all you do. If all you do is work, you don't have a life. You know, what we're talking about here is lifestyle. So how many of you have heard of the exchange markets? Put a yes inside the chat box if you guys have heard of the exchange markets. Guess how many zeros are inside of the exchange markets? It's longer than your phone number with the area code included. That's 12 zeros. The exchange markets do over $5 trillion a day in trading volume. Think about this. The stock market does 22 billion. The exchange markets do $5.3 trillion a day. So when I saw this about 5 years ago, I said, my goodness, all I need is a slice of that pie. If I could just get a tiny little bit of that 5.3 trillion, it could change my financial situation forever. This is a market that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, unlike the stock market. The stock market closes every day. The exchange markets are open 24 hours a day, and it's worldwide. This is a market where you don't need to own any physical money. You could do it from your phone. You could do it from your computer. And in fact, for some of you, you can make more money doing this than you do in your job, and it can become your future. So this is called the foreign exchange, which is long for Forex. Forex is where you're actually trading one currency for another. Example, I live in the United States. Some of you guys live in Europe or other parts of the world. In those places there, what happens is that you actually exchange your currency when you travel from one country to the next. Well, guess what? We do that from our phone and computer and make money without having to travel from one country to the next. Now, there is another market that's growing towards $1 trillion. And this is one you're going to see more and more and more, because it's becoming a global form of payment where people are going to be buying everything from a hamburger to filling up, you know, the tank of gas, to buying a house, or like my friend who bought a car dealership with digital currency. You can also trade it without owning any physical money. So this is called digital currency, DCX. And so, you know, if you guys have ever heard of Bitcoin or Ripple, Ethereum, etc., you know, a lot of people thought that it was not legit a number of years ago. Now you're starting to see more and more and more people. You're starting to see it all over the news, every day on the news. They're talking about Bitcoin and these different currencies that are going up in the markets. This is another one that you guys can actually exchange and make money. So what we do inside the company is we actually give you the education. Think of it like a university. Think of it like going to school without having to pay thousands of dollars to attend school. We educate you and teach you how to master the market so that you know how to build wealth and have your money work for you instead of you just working for money. So there's three different parts. There's the Foreign Exchange Academy. This is the Mastery Academy. There's the High Frequency Academy, and there's the Digital Currency Mastery Academy. You can choose which one that you want to focus on. And for those who want to build this as a business, where's my home-based business builders out there? I want you to put in the chat box business. If you are wanting to build this as a business, look, this is what I've done for my career. I have shared things that have made a difference for me, and in turn, it has changed the lives of other people. That's why I've traveled around the globe, speaking at different seminars, teaching this kind of knowledge and education to other people. So now you have the opportunity to make passive income. I'll talk to you about that in just a little bit. Now, here's what you get. And I was on the sessions this morning. There's over 100 full-time educators where you're going to learn from the best. You want to find a mentor who's where you want to be and follow them. I was told a long time ago, listen to the people who have the results you want in your life. Stop, listening to your negative brother-in-law. Stop listening to broke parents or other individuals who are trying to give you advice. Follow people who are where you want to be, guys. Get the live mentorship, because mentorship is going to take you from the pit to the palace. It's going to change your situation. Again, find a mentor who's where you want to be that will design this around your busy life and schedule. Because I know, look, at what people watching this right now are like, you know what? I am super busy. I do not have time to put something else on my plate, right? So you need to know and understand that this is going to fit around your schedule. We're going to give you strategies and tools that will simplify the trading. In fact, most people watching this, you've never done this before, so you don't know what you're doing. So guess what we do? We give you access to apps where we send the trades to your phone. How many of you would like to be able to take trades that myself and other people take and do and send them to your phone? So you could be at work, you could be at home, you could be with your children if you have any. We send a trade to your phone. You place that trade in. Here's the take profit, here's the stop loss, and this is the particular trade that we're doing. So you guys have the opportunity to do that as well. So it's called earn while you learn. So while you're learning the process, you want to be earning money at the same time. You don't want to be waiting till you get all the education and knowledge to be able to do it. So that's a very powerful service right there. How many of you would like to have free membership? Put free, F-R-E-E, inside the chat box if you guys want a free membership. This is how it works. Share it with two individuals that have a cell phone and have a desire to make money. You get a free membership. You don't have to pay a dime for our education and our tools that we're going to give you to help you to make money in these markets. This is extremely powerful. Now, this last part that I want to talk about is the business side. This is for the people that want to do this as a business and create residual income. The reason why I do it is it gives me more money to trade with, because again, Albert Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. The problem is most people have money working against them. The interest that's working on their home, their credit cards, or car loans, and all the other debts that they have is compound interest against them rather than money working for them. So that's what I want to talk about, this part right here. This is the last piece that I want to talk about. So going beyond the 2 and free, if you decide, I'm going to start sharing this with other people, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. I share it with a third person. So now I have 3. The company starts paying you $150 a month residual income. You can now use that money to pay bills. You can use it to trade with. It's completely up to you. Those 3, what do? They're naturally going to tell other people about it, because people are what? They're making money with their cell phone or their computer. So those 3 share with 3, you now have 12 customers. You're making $600 a month. Folks, keep in mind, this does not even include what you make trading. This is money that the company pays you on a residual basis on the subscription that is charged. Those 12 share it. You now have 30 customers making $1,000 a month. Look at this. Look at the bottom, Platinum 150 all the way up to Chairman 500. You can do anywhere between $150 a month to nearly $1 million a month in income. Folks, we have people in the company right now that are making nearly $1 million a month residual income, not including the trading. All right. In fact, I know each of these individuals myself, individuals who are making some of the top income in the entire world in our space. This is extra money that you can use to trade with. Very powerful. So I do both. I do the business, but I also trade. Why? Because both of them make money. That's why. I want to have as much money as possible to be able to have the money working for you instead of you working for money. So I want to get it from multiple sources. Average millionaire has 8 streams of income. 8. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, so how do they have that many hours in the day? It's because a number of those streams they're not having to spend a lot of time in. They've set up these multiple streams of income, and that money is working for them. They're putting their hard money to work, so the money works hard for them. Okay. So this is the question we get. How can you get started? Well, you got 2 options, either pay $225 for the platinum or $325 for the elite. I personally recommend at least start with the platinum. That's going to get you started off with a foundation to get you the education and tools that you need to have success. You can add on any product or service that you want to have access to. The monthly, which doesn't start for 30 days, is $164.95. I tell people don't even worry about that, because you have 2 options to get rid of it. Share it with 2, or just make more money trading than you're paying on the monthly. Therefore, you see the value in keeping your subscription going. Guys, this is what it's all about, is changing your financial situation and asking yourself, what will you become? Who will you become? Who's the person that you want to be? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? You know, you've got to make like I get people ask me all the time. Just this morning, they said, Brandon, is this risky to get started with? Well, the greatest risk you can take is no risk at all. I mean, driving to work is risky. You could get in a car wreck. Going to the gym is risky. Eating food is risky. You could be eating something that's eating away at your body. I mean, everything we do in life is risky. Getting married is risky. There's a high divorce rate. Starting a business is risky. But I'm telling you, if you have the right mentorship and people working with you, what that does is that decreases the risk. If you don't take risk, you never grow. You've got to get to the point where you say, look, if I keep living the way that I'm living right now, my life is not going to change. It's going to stay the same. So in order for things to change in my life, that means I have to change things in my life. That means I have to change my decisions. Information changes situations. Decisions determine destiny. You guys have got to say, look, I'm going to make a decision today. I'm going to get started with this. You get the link for the person who invited you here and get signed up on the site. And let a couple months go by. If this is not for you, it's not for you. But I think you will see the value in what we're providing and what it can do for you. Folks, we've got a lot of people having success. We got over 125,000 people doing this. Think about this. In over 100 countries, 125,000 people doing this. People from all over the globe, everyone from 18 years of age to over 80 years of age, who are absolutely crushing it with this thing. And it's just been amazing to watch this happen. And I want to invite you guys to be able to do the same as well. So with that, Roger, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to you. If you have any last words you want to say, feel free to do so. Let me go ahead and bring it up so I can make you the host. I definitely appreciate you having me on here. And Roger, I've now gone ahead and made you the host.
That's great, Brandon. Thank you for that. Couple of quick questions, Brandon, for the new people that are looking at this right now. If you were talking to somebody, you suggest is the first thing that they should do once they've actually made the decision to get started?
So the first thing I have people do is I've got a training site that gives people the steps, you know, download Telegram, MetaTrader 4, stuff like that, because they need to be able to quickly get a testimonial, even if it's on a practice account. I have everyone practice from the beginning. So we have a fast start training site, 72hourfaststart.com. And so if a person's like, look, I want to get started, they go to that site, they go through the training process, and it also has the business part in there as well. So if they want to learn how to build the business so that they can start creating passive income so they have more money to trade with, that's on there as well. So that's how I start everyone. And then we plug them into webinars like this so they can get trained properly.
Okay. And what's your views with accounts versus getting started with real money when they get started on day one?
What was your question?
What's your view with trading with a demo account as opposed to real cash on day one?
The way I look at that, it's like going into the gym for the first time and you've never worked out, you're going to get injured. I'm telling you, if you start an account with live money and you haven't done this, you're going to absolutely get blindsided. You're going to get punched in the face. Everyone's got a plan until life punches them in the face, right? You always want to practice first. Follow what we tell you to do. You got to be teachable and coachable. It would be a grave mistake if you come in and just throw money. All you'd be doing is gambling. It's rolling the dice. You don't want to do that. You want to practice first.
Few days with regards to winning and losing with this. We know that as far as these trades are concerned, some trades win, some trades lose. Tell me what you tell everyone else, Rob.
Just so you know,
about losing trades, losing days, losing weeks.
Well, the reality is that, and I tell people this up front, you're going to lose trades. I mean, this is trading. It's investing. It's no different than, the largest hedge funds in the world lose half the time, but their gains are so big that they stay ahead. And that's the game here. It's that you realize that it's like success. Failure is a part of success. And so the reality is that you're going to fail your way to success. You're going to learn the process, and some of that failure you want to have during the demo time where you're practicing so that you can learn the process. But look, I lose trades. I lost trades this morning, but I'm still up for the week. So the reality is that you want to have your wins big enough to where even when you have your losses, you still have a net profit. So just know that that's part of the process of doing this, and that as you work on your mindset, your mindset is actually the most important thing.
Yeah, I have to say, I know exactly what you're saying there, because when it comes to the mindset, it's very difficult if you're first starting with this and you see a trade lose. It's really easy to get scared, and that's what you really mean with the mindset, isn't it?
That's correct. Look, I have people call me and they're like, Brandon, I'm down $9 on a trade. I'm thinking, $9? You spent that yesterday getting your coffee and buying a burrito. I mean, the money is going to go away anyway. And so your mindset about this is more important than your skill set of learning the process. So for me, that's why every day I work on personal development. I'm working on my mind. I remember a guy told me, he said, work harder on your mind than you do your job, because that means you'll do a better job in your job when you work hard on your mind. And one day you won't have that job. You've worked on your mindset so much, you won't need the job.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, so we've taken plenty of Brandon's time. Brandon, we appreciate this. Brandon does this call for us every Wednesday night with us. Then come back and listen to Brandon next week. But in fact, tomorrow night, we're going to do the same call again, but with a different host. And this is going to be a guy who Brandon's introduced my sponsor, Simon Brooks. And so the line goes through, and Joe's going to do the same presentation for us at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So if you're looking at this for the first time and you get started tonight and you like what you see, come back and watch it again tomorrow, but invite a friend to come with you so that your friend can see the bigger picture, and they can see that it's not just you talking about something that you've just stumbled across. They can see other people and they can hear the story firsthand, rather that's a little too complex to explain the day after you've first seen it. So that said, we're going to see you tomorrow night. We'll see you again same time next week. My name is Roger Garth. Thanks for your time. Bye, everybody.